Are you guys ready to be done with the S14 yet? Because I am. I finally got around to adding that seam sealer just about everywhere that had a seam that needed sealing. When this corner got pushed in, pretty much all of the tack welds along the seams here, they all broke because everything was smashed in. Ground everything down, tacked everything in place with the MIG gun, and then threw the seam sealer over that, both outside and inside, all the way down to the bottom there, just to make sure that is completely watertight. So now we're good to toss the weather sealing strip thing back on. And I feel like I've said we're nearing the finish line multiple times on this. If there's one thing that I've learned about bodywork, it's that it is very easy to just like start obsessing over the littlest things and think, oh, let me just hammer this out a bit. Oh, let me do this until you just like tweak out over it. I would say that we are pretty much good to go. Quarter panel is done. That's as good as we're gonna get it. That's the best I can do to my abilities at least. And now it's just a matter of finishing the trunk and getting that same primer on it so I can actually like drive the car and have it get wet and not worry about the Bondo absorbing water. Also, by the sounds of it, I think Gavin is pulling up to do some body work of his own. I swear it's a different Miata every time he pulls up, dude. Oh, yep. What do we got going on over here?
I taped this rack to there. It's like a little fender stand.
Oh, sick. Are you sure that's not the final form?
Yeah.
You don't
look at that side.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, over here.
Oh, damn. I didn't even see all that.
Yeah, this is like all new.
So that was just missing or what?
It was all just like crunch, like how this looks.
What happened to it?
Flew off of someone's car on the freeway, and then I traded someone for it. Like, traded like a scooter.
Oh, so you got it just like smashed?
Yeah, it was just like completely smashed. Like this was like, it was so flimsy, but now it's like...
It's actually solid, yeah. Gavin's gonna be working on the hard top. I'm gonna try to get my trunk done. I'm ready to be done with this S14 so we can start rebuilding the S13 KA. Because that should be a fun project.
I don't know if you remember, I think 2 videos ago, we got the first layer of that fiberglass reinforced filler on. Because when we popped this, you remember I welded those plugs in because it had the hood pins on the trunk. So we plugged those and then we just got a base layer of that filler over it. I'm just going through and scuffing everything up so we can do the final layer. A couple low spots that I gotta fully sand down. And then it's just a matter of smoothing everything out.
Gavin pretty much handled most of the more intricate Bondo work in the corner here. And I keep mentioning how this is like my first for anything body related. Because the trunk is already all jacked up to begin with, we figured I can't mess it up more, so I'm gonna try to do this part myself. He's just gonna help me with like the ratio of hardener and all that and how much to use. I'm so curious, like, because the whole trunk is just all warped, and I don't know if it was from an accident or like when they cut the holes for, like, it was cut and welded. It's a mystery, dude. Like all 240 parts, things were done that shouldn't have been done, but as long as it opens and closes and looks okay to the naked eye, I'm content. That, and then hardener, you said it's supposed to be 2%.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't have the good stir technique, but I'm gonna do my best. You do it so like cool. I feel so incompetent when I do it. Oh, there, we're getting it.
And then scrape it tight.
Okay. To get everything.
Like with the edge. Yeah.
And that's just filling all the little gaps?
Yeah.
I know I'm not doing this right, guys. Just I need to learn somehow. I feel it like hardening already. Like not like hardening, like thickening up a little bit.
Yeah.
Alright, to my uneducated eye, that looks fine.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm content with that for now. Doing something like new for the first time is always like a weird and uncomfortable feel. Like I watched Gavin do it, and even just like as simple as mixing the hardener in, he's just like meow 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 meow, and I like can't comprehend it. We got it laid down though. I mean, I think it's looking good. He was saying that once we go over it with the block to sand it, we might notice low spots and have to skim it again, but at least I can say I did it myself. Gavin's going back to what he was working on over there, so I'm gonna do this one all by my lonesome. Look at that figure 8 motion I got going on. Uh-oh, I'm dripping. Hold on. Got both sides sanded down, and I am gonna do another layer. You can see, okay, so I think I talked about this in the other video, but this had been cut and welded multiple times before I even got the trunk. So the whole thing is warped and messed up. On both sides where the hood pins were, you can see there's a high point right there where that's bare metal from sanding it down, and same thing here, there's a high point right there. Because it's just a cheap trunk that's already been crashed, I'm not gonna bother like trying to lower that and fix it, because I mean, dude, look at this. It's all messed up. And there is like ways to work with metal and fix that, but it was a cheap trunk, I don't care. So instead, what I'm gonna do is there's a low point right here, and there's a low point right here. So on this second coat, I'm gonna go a little heavier here and here, do one more coat over all of it. Pretty much the same exact thing on this side. This is a low point here, and this is a low point here compared to that high point. You can see it right here actually really good. The body line's good, body line's good, body line's good, and then low point right there. I'm gonna go heavier there and heavier here, and then one more coat, and I'd say it's what we call good enough. Been sitting out in the sun for a little bit, and it is pretty much good to go, I think. You can see that side, the body gap is looking a lot better. And again, because the trunk is so warped, I'm not gonna like obsess over making sure everything's perfect. I just really wanted to fill the low spot right here and the low spot right here. And now back to sanding. I've learned that body work is just a lot of sanding. You sand and then you do more, then you sand, then you do more, and then guess what? You sand, you do some more, and then you sand, but then you're done. Okay, we ended up doing multiple more coats and multiple more times of sanding as expected. But there it is, and then we just cleaned it off. I don't want to get my my oils on it. Also sanded down where the old badging or the residue from the badge was. But again, I want everything primed so I can drive in the rain. So up next, we're gonna go through and back tape everything, get it masked off, spray the primer on there, and then we're done for now. How fast am I going? Like,
yeah. And the first coat, you just want to go like
super light.
Go a little closer.
In case you can't tell, I don't paint either. This is painting is also new to me. Alright, ladies and gents, just got the last coat on. Gonna let that dry and then remove the masking and see the final product. In between coats, I showered and I felt so nasty, dude. I feel so much better now. But yeah, I think I can finally say that we're actually nearing the finish line before we actually paint the car. I think I'm just gonna let this dry and I will see you guys tomorrow. Da 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 da. It's done. Do you see it? That was quite a bit of work. Trunk is primed. It looks about as good as primer can look. The same as the quarter panel there. The panel gaps are not perfect, but neither am I. I don't believe in perfection. So the car has character now. All jokes aside, I mean, this is, again, for the millionth time, my first for just about anything and everything bodywork related. So this came out better than I expected, if we're being completely honest. I got the primer all dirty. Probably gonna reprime before painting, but I mean, look at look at the, you remember what that looked like, dude? That was folded in. And then our crazy Bondo trunk, I grinded all of the Bondo down and just did those 2 patches that you guys saw, and I think that looks really good for what we have. At the end of the day, it's my car and I'm hyped on it, and that's what matters. This was a really fun journey. I do have to put the interior piece in there, as well as, if we pop the trunk here, I do want to put back in all of my trunk interior, just because I have it. That's all that stuff down there. We have that interior trunk piece over there. And then Gavin and I back glassed my bumper, so we just threw some resin and fiberglass on the inside there. That's a previous repair, and then this is the repair. I mean, oh my god, I almost dropped my camera. I'm putting repair in quotes because we just back glassed it, but it has its structural integrity now. Before we go through and actually respray the car, I'm gonna do the fiberglass work the correct way and get it looking nice. All of my kit needs to be refreshed. Everything is just back glassed, and there's cracks all over the place, so that's a whole nother job in and of itself. I think in the meantime, I want to get the interior stuff back in, get our kit mounted, just to put the car back together because it's been so long. Realistically, when we paint the car, I'm probably going to pull the trunk because I want to paint like everything. I want to paint the inside here. I want to paint the hinges. I'm not going to worry about all this wiring because everything's going to come off once I paint it. We're giving her a second chance at life. Well, I guess I stole her chance at being a clean S14 when I bought it, but that's fine, you get the point. Honestly, now that I think about it, I think I'm gonna hold off on the interior like fabric stuff just so I can see if there's water coming in anywhere. I just wanna make sure that it's all watertight before I do the interior. Good as new. This can come off. You know, it's kind of cool leaving it like that. It's like a battle scar. I'm just kidding. We're gonna get it clean again. I want all the big stuff out of the way so we can work on the S13. We're not done yet. Also, I forget if I ever showed you guys this. I made little quick release wiring for my license plate light, and then same thing over here for the front bumper. Under the electrical tape there are those little quick release tabs, like the male and female adapters that can just unplug. Obviously drifting, as I've made it clear, you're gonna hit things and the fiberglass body kit's gonna get ripped off. A lot of people just disconnect the wiring, but I like having all of my factory, like the corner lights, the obviously headlights, blinkers, like everything that plugs into the front bumper. And same thing with the back here. So I have these are the female adapters. Those are the male adapters. So now if I clip a cone or anything or my bumper falls off, instead of ripping all of my wiring apart, it just disconnects from that little, I call it a quick release. It just disconnects there and you have 2 separate parts. Don't worry, Mr. License Plate. You get to get put back on a bumper where you belong. Boom. And then we just go through and snap these guys together. And then realistically, you should wrap these in electrical tape so they don't touch, but I'm gonna pull this off to fix all the fiberglass soon. The correct way to mount a body kit with zip ties. Kind of on the same topic of the whole like quick release thing. If I have a track day planned or I'm going drifting, I'll just zip tie it on with like 2 or 3 zip ties. Optimally, if you hit something, you want your bumper to just like come off gently and fly off to the side in one piece. If it's actually bolted on your car really good, it's just gonna snap in half because it's fiberglass. Drifting really is a lot like skating in the sense of just like in skateboarding, it's a body. You take a physically healthy body, your body, right? And you just sort of like torture it. You hurt it, you know you're going to hurt it, you know you're gonna damage your body, but you just do it, because it's what you need to do. That's how I feel with my car. It's like, yeah, injuries suck. Yeah, stuff like this sucks, but I'd rather do this and then fix it and deal with the consequences than not do it at all. That's just my hot take, though. You don't have to agree with me. All right. There's that. And there's that. Even just with my clapped rear bumper back on there and the mismatched, the primer, the paint, even that, it's starting to really look like a car again, dude. I can't wait to get it all cleaned up and repainted. Also, again, these gaps, usually I have JB welded magnets to the inside of the side skirt right here, and it sucks it to the car really nicely, but still offers that quick release that I want. Like I keep saying though, all of this is pretty temporary until we do the full respray, so I'm just leaving them for now. I don't actually know where they went. They fell off, but yes, I see those gaps, and yes, they won't be there in the final product. She's coming together. All right, I gotta back it out and get the front bumper on. Oh, you know what I need? I gotta make a new bash bar for the rear. I didn't even think about that. Well, add that to the list of projects. We have no bash bar in the rear as of now. We are so back, baby. She desperately needs like an actual wash. But I'm just gonna spray it down with a garden hose and let it air dry. A, I just wanna get all the dust off that's collected. But B, I wanna do a quick waterproof test of the trunk area now. Oh yeah, drink up, girl. Oh, there she is. Look, she does have a good side now. From this angle right here, until it's painted at least, this looks great. You just can't get close to any drift car though, because then you start noticing everything, but no one's gonna get that close. Here's the corner of doom and despair. But dude, I am like, now that the whole kit's on, I am so happy with this work, dude. It is such a rewarding feeling doing this. I'm gonna put myself in quotes because Gavin was over here a lot, really helping me out and teaching me like step by step. Gavin, if you're watching this, thank you so much. I feel like I learned a ton. I was gonna say I saved money, but I ended up spending money on the tools and everything. But I have those now, you know what I mean? We're back. Oh, I'm so happy. Our stock quarter panels live to see another day. We're not going overs yet. That may be biased because it's my car and all, but goddamn, that's a good looking car. Absolutely wonderful success. Seeing it together just made me so much happier. I want to get the S14 in, back into the garage here. Quick recap of what has to be done on the 13 now, and then I want to show you something upstairs in the shop that I've been like obsessing over for the past couple of days. Okay, so with the S14 done enough, that's how we're gonna leave it for now. That leaves us with the S13, which we already got the engine pulled and it's just been waiting patiently for me to get inside of it. I noticed this. So if you guys remember, cylinders 1, 2, and 3 all read fine on the compression test as well as the leak down test. Cylinder 4 read bad on both. However, I was looking at the engine here and there is a lot of oil in there. I don't know if you can see that. Dry, dry, not dry, dry. It is wet all up in there, which leads me to a valve sealing issue, I believe. But this is cylinder 4, and this is the cylinder that was reading bad. So I think there's probably a multitude of things going on here. I think it's a good thing that we're choosing to rebuild this engine. I want to say next video is going to be tearing into this thing, and then probably also cleaning the engine bay. I think that'll go hand in hand. Toss some degreaser and kind of pressure wash everything in here. Start getting into that. And then body work is probably gonna be the next video, but maybe we start getting into that as well. I'm excited. I'm excited to finally start working on this because that's like what started this all. Then I had to go and hit a wall in the S14. But completely off topic from just about everything in this entire video. Okay, I'm gonna show you first and then talk about it, because it might catch some of you off guard if you haven't seen it before. Okay. God, I can't even look at it without smiling, dude. 3, 2, 1. I did a thing. So, okay, here's where the backstory is gonna come into play. If you're new to the channel, you're gonna see this and be like, what have you done? What is this? I don't know if I'd say I've been into sim racing. I've had a racing simulator for coming up on, in total, about 8 years now. I think I got my first like desk-mounted Logitech G920 or G29 or whatever when I was 19, I believe. And then and then from then, I got a full motion racing simulator, I think 7 years ago? Like a year or two into my sim racing career, if we're calling it that. And that was actually this same base, but since then I've fully upgraded everything in here, but this is the same base I've had for 7 years now. It does really well on my gaming channel, which has slowly been funding what you see behind me. That's why I have all this. So I've been slowly building the racing sim out for the past 7 years, just slowly buying upgrades for it and upgrading whatever I can. And recently, I think 3 days ago, I made the biggest upgrade that I ever have for it. 90% of what you see here is new. The only exception is the actual motion platform itself, which is the big expensive thing that actually moves. But we got a new seat, we got an entirely new frame, we have a triple monitor mount with 3 monitors. Previously I had this curved, ew dude, that thing is so nasty. I had this curved ultra wide mounted to the sim. This video is not about this, I'm gonna try to make this brief. The sim moves depending on how you're driving in game. So if you're drifting, it has a traction loss axis. If you accelerate, it tilts up, like it's motion activated. A lot of sim racing setups have these triple monitor mounts, which I'm sure you've seen before, but it gets weird with a motion platform because my wheel's here, but if you're moving, your wheel could be over here, your wheel could be over here. So I've always steered away from a stationary triple monitor and always gone for a mounted ultra wide. Recently, I finally got the opportunity to mess around on a motion sim with triple monitors not mounted to the frame, if that makes sense. And it was not nearly as weird as I thought it'd be. You can see there's a bearing right there, and that's actually a swivel point. So the sim will rotate along that axis on that bearing, which means, yeah, your steering wheel is gonna tilt a little bit, but it really does stay centered in front of that front monitor. And once I realized that it's not as jarring as I thought, having a motion simulator with stationary monitors, I took the plunge and I got them for myself. To be completely honest, all I really wanted was the aluminum frame, because the frame that it comes with from the factory is like inch thick aluminum rails, super, like it's still really cool, but it's flimsy, like the whole thing has a little flex to it. And I'd always wanted to upgrade the frame, but you have to custom make them. They don't sell like a direct adaptable kit, and I have so many things going on, I never got around to it. Someone was selling a custom made aluminum frame for my exact sim, but he wouldn't part it out unless I bought some other stuff too. So that explains the monitors, that explains the seat. I had the wheel shifter. Oh no, I got the pedals too. The pedals are really sick. I sold my old pedals. I'm gonna be selling that monitor as well. There's my my old seat. But this is a belt tensioner, which, okay, yeah, I'm aware of how absurdly overkill this is. It is so insanely fun, but I really I only have something like this for the gaming channel. It's all a tax write-off. So I'm very willing to acknowledge how stupidly absurd this is. That being said, boy, do I love it. This belt tensioner has motors in it that connect to this 5-point harness that you wear just like a normal harness. And when you slam on the brakes, or if you're cornering, or wherever there'd be G-force pulling your body forward, these motors actually pull down to simulate tension. So if you're driving and you slam on the brakes, not only will the entire rig tilt forward, but the belts will pull back on you, and it really like sucks you into the seat like it would if you were actually wearing a 5-point harness. But wait, there's more. There are these speaker motor shaker, I don't even know what they are, to be honest. There's one on this side, there's 2 underneath the seat, there's one on this side, there's 2 underneath the pedals under there too, and those will vibrate with the car. So if you go over a bump, your butt shakes as if you're going over a bump. If you're just smashing rev limiter, the pedals will like give you force feedback as if you're smashing rev limiter. And yes, these fans simulate airflow. The faster you go, the stronger wind pushes out your face. If you're drifting or you're turning, only one side is gonna blast you because it's like you're going that direction, wind's coming at you. It's so absurd. For the past 3 days, I've been slowly building and assembling this, and honestly, I wish I filmed it. I was just so like hyper focused and locked in on getting it done. Let's go take it for a lap though, shall we? All we gotta do is turn on this and turn on this. Computer is on. Turn on our wheel over there. Oh, let's just take a seat, shall we? I can't put into words like how I feel like a kid on Christmas, dude. So like right now, the entire seat is rumbling as the car idles. Like it feels like I'm sitting in a real car. All right, here we go. It's too good. So that's what I've been doing for the past 3 days. Anyway, it's just taken up so much of my life for the past couple days that I felt like I should include it in this video. But thank you guys for watching. It feels good to have the S14 done. I'm excited to start diving into the S13. Appreciate you as usual, and I'll see you next video. Peace.